Hello everyone, and welcome to the third day of our challenge preview as we look at our 10 days to PSAT here at Magnolia High School. Today what we'll be focusing on is resources to help you prepare for this PAT over the next few days and couple of weeks as you start to get ready to do the best that you can. Please be mindful of the 4 reasons we've given for why the PSAT might be a good fit for you to do your best on. And also remember the National Merit Scholar Program that we talked about in the previous day's videos. And again, today we'll be focusing on resources, and those resources begin with the College Board website itself. So the very first thing that you can do for yourself to help you prepare better, other than taking the course load that you're taking, is to log into your College Board account and take a look at your previous year's results on the PSAT. Now, Magnolia ISD has been testing students since their 8th grade year to help them get better and prepare for the National Merit Scholar Program, as well as performing well on your standardized tests like the SAT and the ACT. So logging into the College Board site opens up a whole wealth of information for you. So what you do when you get there, and if you have trouble logging in, please follow the prompts for retrieving your password or setting up your account and making sure that you have one set up. And it's a good idea to keep your College Board website credentials handy because this is something your junior, senior years you'll be making use of as you begin to make your applications to college, as you begin to prepare to take future SAT tests. Now, when you go there, you'll notice that your previous testing records are all available for you, and clicking on them allows you to begin to open up resources, particularly resources that point out areas of weakness for you. And those should be available for you to look at and again focus on as we begin this 10-day push. So logging in, you'll know that College Board has entered into a relationship with the Khan Academy, which is basically a video tutorial place where you can go to get specific help targeting areas of weakness for yourself. So it's a good idea to go ahead and create the Khan Academy account that's available for you to do, log into it, and then what you can see from there is a very targeted set of practice exercises that target those areas that have been indicated as a weakness for you or an area where you could need help to begin to do better on the PSAT and the SAT in the future. So as you work through those Khan Academy lessons, one of the things you'll notice is that a key factor in doing well on the PSAT, the SAT, the ACT is learning how to answer these questions that seem sometimes confusing with a good amount of speed. So how do you, with speed and accuracy, get to the right answer on these standardized tests? And that's what these practice sessions are all about for you. So our video lesson today is basically going to look at the structure of the PSAT as well as the SAT test. So you can find out more information about that by going on the website, looking at the PSAT/NMSQT, and take a look at how you can develop not only a study plan for yourself, one that's not overwhelming or overbearing for you, but one that works with the schedule that you have now, your work responsibilities, your family responsibilities. And what you'll find is as little as 5 to 10 minutes a day, 4 or 5 times a week would be enough to help you get over the hump and really show a big difference in those scores that you're taking. So let's first take a look at a breakdown of what the PSAT actually looks like. So the test itself is 165 minutes long. It's comprised of 139 questions. There are 3 sections, each of them a little bit varied in time. And that's kind of going to be the hard part for a lot of students, is because they'll have to monitor not only their timing on the test, but how much they have left and how many questions they have. One key to prospering on the PSAT, SAT, and ACT is to remember that you only gain points when you answer questions correctly. Leaving a question blank helps you in no way, shape, or form. So at least putting forward a guess is a good strategy on this kind of test. So at the very least, you'll get the question wrong, but it won't hurt you. But at the best, you'll guess and you'll get the question right. So you see from this kind of breakdown that the reading test usually goes first. It's roughly an hour long, and it contains 47 questions. Writing language follows that with a 35-minute test, much shorter, almost half the size, but 44 questions. And your math test is 70 minutes long, with a total of 48 questions. So if you do your breakdown, what you'll notice is there's a little over a minute available for answering each of the questions. Now, one strategy, and we'll talk about this when we get into the 10 days of PSAT, is to remember that some questions are hard and some questions are easy. The easy ones should you should minimize the amount of time you spend on them. The harder questions may take you more time. So just be aware of that and be aware of your timing in this. So let's drill down a little bit more specifically and look at the reading test and how that's worked out. It's the first test you take, 60 minutes long. You will have 47 questions that are based on reading passages, and the reading passages come from a variety of topics. There will be 4 of them, and then there will be one set of paired passages. The paired passages are usually shorter in length, but there are 2 of them to get through. Each passage is between 500 and 700 words long. So one good preparation for this is to begin reading news articles that you find in magazines that roughly run about that same length, and going through the timing that it takes to finish and complete one of those. The math section is typically broken into 2 parts, a calculator section and a non-calculator section, although SAT and College Board is very clear that no one needs a calculator to answer any of these questions. You should be able to do it even if you don't have one. So please look to the website to make sure if you are bringing a calculator, it's one that's been accepted for use on the type of test. Okay, so if we look at the calculator section, 45 minutes long, 27 questions. 4 of them will be grid-ins. Now the grid-ins are the ones where you produce the answer, and they will take sometimes multiple answers that are correct for those questions. So the time for those questions is roughly 35 questions, 45 minutes. Non-calculator section, roughly 17 questions total, 25 minutes to do it. So again, you see the timing with it is a little over a minute per question. Definitely not 2 minutes, but again, some questions you might find easier and some more difficult. So please remember, one of the best resources you can have is going to be the College Board website. So go ahead and log into that when you have opportunity. Take a look at how it's structured, how it's set up your Khan Academy account, and that's your first step really in preparing. Next week, we'll be beginning our 10-day PSAT challenge. So we look forward to seeing you there.